All right, Cancer, what's up? Happy June, happy Gemini season. We're focused on your 12th house activities in the coming months or so. I hope this video finds you well, Cancer. Let's see what messages want to come through for Cancer's Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Roughly for the month of June, what's a narrative or storyline I can share with Cancers? Let's set the intention now to get them clear, helpful, and insightful messages. All right, Cancer, what's going on? What's going on with Cancer? What's going on with Cancer? The Magician. Let's see, I'm feeling my deck's upside down. The Devil. Who else? Who else? So careful of obsessive thoughts when those two cards comes out. Also be careful what you're manifesting. Make sure you're manifesting it from a place of clarity, purity, goodness, right? There's almost like a revenge-seeking energy here. I'm not sure what that is. And then 8 of Wands to the 4 of Coins. It's funny. Is my deck upside down or is it all mixed up? No, I think it was just upside down. All right. 4 of Coins. Let's see. So the Master Manifester, but you seem to be getting yourself into some sort of difficulty or trouble with a person who you feel has authority over you, or even if they don't, it just sort of feels like they have power over you. Maybe you're sort of love struck and you sort of feel like at the mercy of someone else's decision making. You know, it could be something like that. I don't know why I'm getting strong Scorpio energy off of this Devil card, even though the Devil is typically Capricorn. But let's see. I'm hearing something about like it's like a mouse. Something about a man or a mouse. I know that's so weird, but I'm almost getting this idea of something that presents as really mighty and powerful and kind of ominous or intimidating. It's actually quite the opposite. It's almost like you mistook them for being really powerful, or when really it's almost like they might actually be a broken soul on the inside. Interesting. And then 8 of Wands indicates a lot of messages or a lot of movement, a lot of action being put into something. And maybe for you, it has to do with liberating yourself from someone who you feel had power over you. And in this, in hindsight, you kind of like realize that they actually weren't all that you thought they were. And I don't know if it's like they weren't all that you've built them up to be. For some of you, I mean, there is something very sexual about this Devil card. And, you know, a lot of times the Devil can represent sexuality, right? I mean, I feel like that's sort of like a silly thing to associate with it. But like, I get it, right? You know, so sure, we can choose to view it as that. So maybe you guys manifested some sort of relationship in your life, and if it did have some sort of sexual connotation or romantic connotation, there may have been like an obsessive thing, or just again really heavy on sort of like the naughtiness, if you will, you know, all that kind of like, you know, bedroom activity. But then I don't know if you end up moving yourself away from it. And then 4 of Pentacles, it's like I just got to get myself back to stability here. Like it almost seems like you lost sight of something more important, or there's a couple things I'm getting off this. It's like it feels like you guys are going through some sort of like awakening. And maybe for some of you, it did kind of coincide with like a sexual awakening too, maybe, or a spiritual awakening. The word liberation is coming through here quite a bit. I'm just sort of getting this idea though that there's a very unusual dynamic going on with whoever else is involved here, because it's not just you. For some of you, again, it has to do with, I don't know if abuse of power is the right word, because I don't necessarily mean that. I don't mean it in the physical sense, just to be very clear, which obviously we wouldn't endorse and support in any way. But this almost feels a little bit more like mind control-y, or if it does have to do with career or job stuff, being put in a position where it's just like you're always the little guy, like someone else is always cracking the whip on you. That's sort of what this feels like, in which case it's like you're moving yourself away, and you're starting to look back and be like, why did I choose to give my power away? Or why did I think you start to realize with space and time and distance, excuse me, that whatever you built that up to be in your mind is maybe your only solution, or, you know, my livelihood depends on it. So like, I can't leave that person or leave that job. You establish stability for yourself away from that, or separate from that entity fairly quickly. I mean, with the 8 of Wands, you at least you move away from it. And I mean, 4 of Coins says essentially you're looking to establish stability again after some change or transition away from an energy that wasn't helping you grow. Let's put it that way. And I do sort of get like a reflection of like, how did I even end up in this mess? Like, how did that even happen? Like, you have your sights set on the future, and like, thank God that you liberated yourself from that, or the universe did it for you, because you're way better off. Um, Others of you, you're still sort of in some sort of romantic entanglement that maybe does have a little bit of obsession to it. It's like trying to get a pulse on someone, but even if you are still in contact with them and seeing them, they have like a magician vibe where there is kind of some illusion or some, I don't know, with the devil, it's like these two cards, there's like a lack of clarity, or it feels like someone's putting on a show, or you're getting the carpet pulled out from underneath you. It's like there's something that we can't totally trust here. But yeah, I don't know. This devil card, I'm really just getting sex off of it. I have to be honest. I don't even know, Cancer. This is a little all over the place. Tell me more. Tell me more. What is this magician wanting? If they know, the King of Coins, your body. They want your body. Or if this is you, maybe you're trying to, manifest a very legit romantic prospect or option with the King of Coins. It's real, it's tangible, it's solid. It wants to build to the future. It's serious, it's responsible, right? It's earthy energy, Taurian energy. But with Taurian energy, it does very strongly relate to our physical body. And again, like the sensuality side of that with kind of this devil energy coming through. So, you're probably looking for both, right? And again, things to do with money, career, advancement, Why is the devil card coming through? In fact, how do these relate? Tell me about the magician and the devil. What's the link there? The first thing I get from that is like obsessive thought, or needing to liberate your mind from a certain belief, or a rigid system of belief, or a limited scope on what you're worthy of. That's sort of what this feels like to me. What is this about? The Eight of Coins. Yeah, this to me is about sex. And again, for one or two of you, or maybe not one or two, for more of you, there is a storyline here about livelihood and money, and who pays the bills, and how much you're worth, and what it says on your resume versus who you are as a person. There might even be some sort of like identity crisis, like not identifying with the work you're doing, and maybe sensing that life isn't having as much meaning for you because of that, if that is where you draw meaning from. And not everybody does, but I do think Cancers very strongly associate themselves with who they are in the workplace, especially my Cancer risings, right? Because Aries rules your 10th house, and that's all about like the I am. So it's really hard to separate the I am and not at least consider how you contribute to the outside world and society. And I'm not saying your career needs to define who you are, but I do think that is a struggle that I do see a lot of Cancer risings grapple with from time to time. So if that makes sense to you, this might be your message. Why the Eight of Wands, or why the devil to the Eight of Wands? What is the link or the connection there? With this card, it feels very like Flashdance, like I don't know, like I'm getting like all these like sassy, like she works hard for the money type songs. Who's that? Donna Summer? Or that song from Flashdance, what is it? Like, just a steel town girl on a Saturday night. Like I'm getting very much like, rolling up your sleeves, the sweat, the grind, like in terms of like you going after something that means a lot to you. At least at one point in time. Again, I don't know if there's like an identity crisis here, but there's such a duality to this message though too, because it also seems very like a physical attraction to something, but not necessarily feeling like there's meaning or substance to it. It feels like you're starting to discover that the connection that you were in, possibly with an earth sign, it doesn't have to be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, especially Capricorn, Virgo. Maybe it ended up being more of like a sex-based connection, and at the end of the day, as fun as it was, or maybe it wasn't, maybe it ended up being toxic, I don't know. At the end of the day, you're just like, yeah, it didn't quite meet the mark. But at the time, I thought that was as good as it would get, or that's what I thought I so desperately wanted and needed. And then again, hindsight is 2020. Something moves you away from a connection where at the time, I think you were so in it, you didn't realize the negative effects it was having. And so with distance, whether the universe kind of does this for you, if you get my drift, or you choose to part ways with this person yourself, I think you still think about it, but I almost get a sense that there's apprehension there. I think part of you is relieved that you don't have to worry about it the way you used to, but I think you also are sort of the victim of your nostalgia and sentimentality of like, but parts of it did seem kind of good, and like, was I not good enough? Should I have done something differently? I see you kind of contemplating what your next steps are as you establish stability elsewhere away from some sort of connection. The Page of Cups. So for some of you, this was some sort of like romantic connection or some sort of offer that you thought would be nourishing or satisfying, but it wasn't. It didn't totally meet the mark. There is something very kind of ominous or illusion based about this person. Like you saw something in them, but what you saw wasn't necessarily the truth. And I'm not saying that they were necessarily a trickster or projecting a false image. There was like a misinterpretation of like how great this person was or everything that they could offer you. This could have been a person who promised you a lot and then delivered very little. I think I went off on some tangent in I think it was the Aries reading last week, where the Page of Cups always makes me laugh a little bit because it's like he's trying, he or she, whoever. It's like, but they're youthful. There's a Page of Cups. There's like an innocent or a naivete there. And it always reminds me of that SNL skit with Justin Timberlake and Andy Samberg where, they're doing that like rap thing. It's my dun, dun, in a box, you know what I mean? Only like, it's my fish in a cup. It's my fish in a cup, baby. You know what I'm talking about? So with that, it's like, yeah, it's a fish in a cup. Like, what do you want me to do with it? Like, I know you're so excited to show it to me and, you think this is going to be great, but you're like, it's a fish in a cup. Like, you know what I mean? It's something like someone was very like charming and I'm hearing the word seduction, seducing. But yeah, it's like it didn't quite meet the mark. It may have shaken up your world a little bit, but almost with like a Pluto energy or a Saturn, Uranian. There's a couple things coming through, but like it changed things, but in a way where I do think it woke you up to need to move away and to seek more. That's really what I'm getting from this. Yeah, it's like waiting for something better, not settling for low-hanging fruit. Just because it's there doesn't mean it's delicious. That's funny that we're talking about low-hanging fruit and I'm making all these metaphors to that song, that inappropriate song. You know the one I mean, right? Look it up. I think it's Andy Samberg. Definitely Justin Timberlake. Anyway, Three of Wands. It's like waiting for something better. I think some of you are working to manifest something quickly, and to your credit, it seems like it does come in for you, but it's not as great as you envisioned it in your mind, and so you're almost at this not standstill, this crossroads of like, do I engage in this just because it's kind of sort of what I want and I want to feel like I'm alive again? I want my life to have meaning, though you might be seeking meaning in the wrong outlet, Cancer. That's sort of what I'm getting from this. It's like, I don't know, with the Three of Wands, I think when you move away from this, it's going to become less impactful than it was. I'm going to be honest, I think you're still going to think about it sometimes, but I don't think you're going to think about it with the romanticism and the idealizing it the way you did. It's like you see it for what it is now. There's more of like a going about it in a practical sense and needing to have some sort of new game plan on. This feels like, especially with the wands pointed up, like setting your bar higher, raising the bar, reaching up a little higher. It may take longer with the earthy energy to achieve and accomplish what you want, but I think it's going to be more satisfying. It's going to be more worth the wait. And this feels like kind of a renewed faith in yourself versus having other things come to you via other people, if that makes sense. All right, let's get an oracle card for Cancer. I hope this made sense. It's my fish in a cup. It's my fish in a cup, baby. All right, I need to stop. All right, this deck is hard to shuffle. Bear with me. Can I get one card for Cancer, please? What would be something that would be helpful to share with Cancer? Oh, we got two. Spark of Light. That looks beautiful, though. I kind of want to read that. We'll see what the other one says, but... And the glass, through the looking glass, Alice in Wonderland, seeing things through a new lens. Photography for some of you, that's coming through. All right, we're going to read this one now. XLVI. Let's see, Roman numerals. Nope, wrong way. XL, we're getting there. XLVI, we got it. All right, hope, sensation, exhilaration. I'm going to botch this, so bear with me. The Scintillae card arrives just in the nick of time, leaving a trail of celestial light to guide the way. Follow these flickers as if they are alchemical clues guiding you to an illuminated state. When this card appears, it's likely there has been a lull or a void of direction in the laboratory. Some may even say the lights have been turned off. But in the deep void of darkness, a messenger of hope arrives, flickering and shimmering with enthusiasm. You may feel the scintillae as a childlike giddiness or the presence of magic, a vision in a dream, or a simple readiness to wake up from a long slumber. Follow the physical body, follow the tingling sensations of aliveness within you, and you will not be led astray. Vitality, clarity, and inspiration are within your reach. You are alive. You are a vital being. Appreciate this moment. One spark leads to the next. I love that. I love that, Cancer. Let's see, how am I doing for time? I'm actually doing okay. We'll read the other one for those who are interested. XXX, triple X. That sounds like the porno, the porno stuff you were doing with this devil card. I have to be honest, this was kind of like laced with a lot of sexual energy. No judgment. Get it, Cancer. I know a lot of you are fifth house Scorpios. I see you. I see you out there. Chicka bow wow. And my phone agrees, right? Whenever the phone dings, I'm like, okay, confirmation. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, here we go. Oh, because of the triple X. All right, here we go. This is actually what it means. Transparency, focus, and seeing. Glass transmits a sacred exchange between the alchemist and their work. Through the glass vessel, the alchemist sees their work, and the work sees the alchemist. What was once clouded in confusion becomes focused. What was once veiled becomes obvious. How are you currently seeing the world? What is your perspective? The glass card can be thought of as the gift of true perception. With it, you naturally focus on what is central in your life. All else falls into the periphery. The next right action becomes clear. The glass is fragile by nature and requires regular cleansing, so find daily practice that align your vision to what is true. It is easy to slip into an old mode of seeing, particularly someone else's, so hold steady to your new alchemical lenses. Their power is mighty. Yeah, I love that. I love that. That actually felt very meaningful in terms of this relationship, or this reading rather. But all right, Cancer, that's what I got for you. I will see you probably next week for more tarot. I'll see you soon for more tarot. In the meantime, please do like the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. That would be awesome. Share with your friends. You know, word of mouth is huge for me. It helps my channel grow. Thank you for being here with me, Cancer. Happy June, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.